As one of the few monster battles that we'll be doing on this channel, Ajarakan versus Tigrex. Wilds versus, well, World and further on. Old school versus new school. So let's really talk about it, right? Now, starting off with Ajarakan. Ajarakan is a fanged beast that lives in the oil well basin and is I would definitely have to say well, actually, he's pretty a low-rank predator in all honesty. He is pretty strong and tough, able to punch through the whale's more metallic or ore-like structures and stuff. He's also able to fight against monsters like Rompolo, and he would definitely be above him as well. I would also put him above the likes of Gypseros. I would likely say Nersilla as well, but he definitely caps around the Rathian, Rathalos, and definitely the Gravios tier, and obviously due to his turf war with his apex predator, New Udra, or the Black Flame. Now, it's very casual that he can take the attacks from these monsters as well, but again, it's still, taking damage from monsters that are clearly superior to him and still being able to come out, somewhat unscathed or still alive at the very least. Such as when he fought New Udra, which was overpowering 3 of his compatriots at the same time, or 3 Ajarakans at the same time. So Ajarakan is pretty powerful, but he's not top tier. Now, Ajarakan does have a couple abilities. He's able to manipulate the element of blast, being able to utilize it to amplify his attacks, and even create a dive bomb ability that pretty much just targets the user unless you're, hiding behind something, or if just capable of tanking it. And plus, he just spins like Sonic the Hedgehog. This also goes into his more metallic armor, or his ore-like armor on his back and somewhat of his arms and stuff. So yeah, he's pretty fast as well. He's able to outmaneuver the likes of the Black Flame for a while, and I would definitely say he's definitely one of the more agile monsters in Monster Hunter Wilds as of right now, because again, he is able to use his biology to get around the oil well basin pretty well, like any other, I guess you could say, fanged beast in the ape lineage. So pretty much that is going to do it for Ajarakan. His enrage mode pretty much is just him superheated and powered up and manipulate the element of blast. But now we're going to move on to the original crash out, that being Tigrex. Now, Tigrex is a flying wyvern, despite the sheer fact that he can only perform a glide. You see, Tigrex has a very, very great track record. He's able to contend with monsters like Odogaron, Rathalos, Ozurathalos, Rathians, even the likes of Brachydios, Glavinus, so many other top tier predators, and even tries to hold his own against Devil Joe level threats like Gameth and Duramboros. So he has a pretty good track record of fighting against tougher monsters and even being able to get the upper hand, pin them down, and straight up fight them. Keep in mind, these shells of these monsters, or at least, I guess the scales and hide of these monsters are much more durable than anything that requires a bone crushing jaw. So keep in mind, monsters that can fight through the likes of a Glavinus or Brachydios or even an Azure Rathalos' shell or scales here are basically beyond the levels needed of bone crushing, considering the fact that these armors are capable of taking on massive amounts of explosions and monsters that can emit highly pressurized magma. And Tigrex also has a sonic roar that can, well, be used as a concussive weapon. And in his enrage mode, he actually gets a decent physical strength boost and even amplifies his roar. So without further ado, let's talk about this. Tigrex versus Ajarakan. Fang Beast versus Flying Wyvern. Old school versus new school. Who comes out on top? Now, to give it as much of a chance as possible, we're going to put this in the oil well basin. Yeah, I'm going to give Ajarakan the home court advantage, all right? The place where he was raised and born in the oil well area. We can even allow him the ability to retreat to other areas if he can. And, yeah, we're just going to say that Tigrex just, wanders into the region and starts establishing itself as a dominant predator, and it comes across an Ajarakan. So yeah, let's talk about this here. Now, I don't think anyone's going to complain that Tigrex is definitely physically superior to Ajarakan. He's stronger, he's definitely more durable, he's got definitely the better bite force or the better weaponry as well, and in all honesty, I think his track record is just way higher. However, I don't think anyone's also going to disagree with me where I say Ajarakan is definitely the faster, the more agile, and definitely the more hacks between the two. In terms of intelligence, they actually do have a pretty similar level, but I do think Ajarakan's aggression can override his intelligence at times, such as when he fights New Udra, or when three of them fight New Udra, get manhandled. He allows them to go, but the remaining one still charged at him, and he pretty much just gets grabbed, snatched up, and likely eaten. Let's just be real here. That New Udra definitely ate that Ajarakan. We ain't even gonna lie. And the sheer fact that he can take attacks from them does mean he is, capable of surviving, if not flat out tanking these kind of attacks, at least for a short while. Then we have the fact that Ajarakan does have the blast ability. Now you might say, oh, this is a surefire win for Ajarakan here. He can just devastate these kind of blasts and, just wear down Tigrex over time. And I actually do have a counter argument for y'all. Betelgeuse. Yeah, you see, Monster Hunter Rise, the base game, right? Tigrex is fighting against a group of Jaggy, and is just, doing his own thing, trying to fight these Jaggy. Very likely he was going to eat them as well. But then, guess who comes out of nowhere, right? The B-52 bomber. Yeah, Betelgeuse here. And like I said, he can fight Devil Joe-like threats. And this is what's actually pretty funny. Betelgeuse, dive bombs him with the full might of his scales, literally charging all of his scales up, mind you. This means that Betelgeuse is intending to crash into him. And crash into him he does. And here's the thing, Tigrex is knocked back by it and simply jumps back. Okay? He's fine. He's not injured. He's not harmed. He was able to withstand the full barrage of a point-blank off-guarded explosion from Betelgeuse. And I want y'all to really think about this here. Does Ajarakan have the same level of explosive power as a Betelgeuse? I want y'all to really think about that. Because the thing is, Ajarakan does have decent explosive power. I mean, his takes longer to build up, but again, he does have decent explosive power. But here's the thing, right? Do y'all really think Ajarakan's explosions, or even its power, is in the same field as a Betelgeuse? No? Good. That means we all got our head on straight here. And so, with that being said, the fact that Tigrex just has a much higher track record against those Devil Joe-like threats compared to Ajarakan, who's, below even Apexes. Now, again, I'm not sure where the Black Flame will really rank alongside the likes of Gravios and even Rathalos even. I'm not even sure. But it's definitely on par with them. And the fact that Ajarakan is below them is probably viewed as prey, depending, because I know Gravios is an ore eater on occasion. But overall, Tigrex will not only be able to withstand it, but if Ajarakan makes him angry, that just increases overall durability, his, I guess you could say, pain tolerance as well, and would even increase his sonic roar, which would definitely do a whole lot of damage to Ajarakan. So at the end of the day, I think it's pretty simple that Tigrex would come out on top and get a hefty meal out of Ajarakan. So that's going to be all today, you guys, and y'all have a blessed day. Peace.